Hello everyone, thank you for joining today to this Juxtabook video about how to get a book published. And today we're mainly going to be talking about the two main paths to getting your book into the world through self-publishing and traditional publishing. We'll go over what each of these options entails, their pros and cons, and how to best decide which is best for you and your goals as an authors. So to start, what is traditional publishing? Traditional publishing is where an author submits their work to a publishing house, a business, who then decides whether or not they want to produce and distribute the author's work by buying the rights from the author to publish and distribute the book. Now, the benefit here is that experienced professionals take on much of the workload, so as an author, you don't need to worry about formatting, cover design, and distribution as much. The publisher takes care of all those details for you. In addition, if you secure a large enough deal from the publisher, you may even receive advances against future royalties, which can help pay for expenses associated with writing and marketing your book and provide you income, and you could potentially do this full time. Additionally, these publishers often have huge distribution networks already in place that make getting placed on store shelves relatively easy compared to smaller indie publishers or self-published authors who may struggle to even get stocked at local stores, let alone national ones. It's not all perfect on the traditional publishing side, however, and they have downsides. Particularly one now is that many publishers are tightening their budgets due to the risk tolerance because of the competition out there. As a result, they are not offering as generous at advance payments, if any at all, to authors. Many publishers don't provide the marketing power you would expect. We always tell authors who snag a traditional publishing deal that they need to act as if they're the only ones marketing the book. So, what is self-publishing? Self-publishing refers to the process of independently creating, editing, formatting, designing, laying out, and distributing your book without relying on a traditional publisher. You control the entire process, and you know what? You may enjoy that. And it usually involves setting up accounts with a variety of parties like printers and distributors such as Amazon Publishing, Ingham Spark, or BookBaby, who are typically the most well-known in the self-publishing space. Now, the benefits of self-publishing is that it puts all the control in your hands. You have complete say over when and where your book is released, who prints it, how it's marketed, and you can move as quickly as you want. You don't have to wait 1 to 2 years for your books to hit the shelves. As soon as your book is done, you can get it out there within a month or less. Plus, you get to keep all the profits from the sales. You get a much higher royalty. However, keep in mind, with more control comes more responsibility. You'll be responsible for everything from the design and cover to marketing of your book. The drawbacks of self-publishing is that it's up to you to get it done. And you may not have the expertise that traditional publishers do when editing, designing, and laying out your book. These can be invaluable services in helping promote and successful book launch. Additionally, since self-publishing authors don't have established reputations within the industry, you may find it difficult to get your book physically in stores, although most of the sales will happen online anyways, and with print-on-demand services, that isn't as essential. How do you decide which route to take with self-publishing or traditional publishing? The 4 areas we coach authors to look at when thinking about any of the publishing paths are control, cost and royalties, distribution, and timeline. First is control. Do you want more control or less control over the decisions related to your book? When traditionally publishing, you give up some control in the areas of design and the decision of how your book will be formatted, designed, and distributed. Whereas when self-publishing, you retain the rights to the manuscript and make all of the decisions yourself. And you can pivot a lot easier if you change your mind. The second area is cost and royalties. When traditionally publishing, most authors are paid advances or money up front for their books, which may not recuperate until the royalties from copies sold exceed that advance, and then you'll start getting an ongoing royalty. When self-publishing, this isn't necessarily available, but there are typically much higher royalty rates compared to traditional publishing, in the areas of at least probably 50% or more in how much you're making. The third area is distribution. When traditionally published authors have access to larger distribution networks with physical bookstores stocking their books around the globe, something which is more difficult for self-published authors to obtain. Finally, timeline. When traditionally published books often take 1 to 2 years before being printed and distributed, whereas with self-publishing, you can set your own timeline as soon as each step in the process is complete. In summary, when it comes to choosing between traditional or self-publishing, there is no one-size-fits-all approach that works for everyone. Consider both options carefully before making a decision so that you can choose what's best for your project, your goals, and what you want to become as an author. For more detailed information, or if you'd like to read it, check out our blog post, How to Publish Books. We got a lot more information on juxtabook.com. We offer a free 15-minute coaching call for anyone interested in learning more about what we can provide for you at Juxtabook.